cities are fundamentally one of our greatest inventions. So we are arguably richer, smarter, greener, more resilient, and healthier as cities. And I think they are already pretty darn smart. So we're in a really good place to begin with. When we think about inclusivity in design, I think this is one of these greatest gifts that we're getting. And I do think when we started talking earlier, we talked about what do we do with the city, downtowns, and all these sort of city centers that we've been thinking about traditionally. I do think that the emergence of a new typology is coming together, and I would call it the neighborhood hub.
The things that we're doing in our complete streets programs and stuff like that, and just adding to the quality of life in the urban core is something that we're really involved in as well. And we could talk about that and everything that will come with that, with transit-oriented development and access, et cetera. And Bettina, to your comments about looking at what we define as urban core and what is to come in the future, the concentration of people, and how we're going to meet those demands.
I think that our ability to look at how Hawaii operated in past as an ahupua'a system, does that have relevance? And so can we look at Indigenous opportunities within design, especially within architecture, and more of that collaborative kind of thing? I think that that's important. So it's not just simply having pictures on the wall that represent, in hotels or other structures that are refurbished, for example, but really how do we shape and continue that as it's an important part of Hawaii 2.0?
I think that's really key to make sure that people can feel comfortable and feel like the urban room in a way is theirs and not only for moving and parking cars. And then, of course, when you think about the street, it's really a collaboration between the private and the public sector. So where I hope to see a lot of innovation in the next couple of years is really in terms of programming the ground floor, programming buildings in a way that people feel like there are things happening, you feel safer. That in the end, that's what makes a neighborhood a neighborhood.
It is impossible to not think that policy can start to come into play when you can start to incentivize development, and you can start to get folks to remember that the greenest buildings are the ones you don't have to build at all.
It's a new field because no one have programmed a street beyond thinking about trees, yes, parking, and in best case scenario, a bicycle lane. But suddenly you have people dining and you have people playing sports in the middle of the street. So I think the whole kind of fabric is suddenly up for grabs to design and explore new functions and new ways of using the city. Almost this idea of the urban living room, making sure that you don't create enclaves of certain type of buildings, certain type of environments. So I think the resiliency, in a way, is about creating a city for all. And I think that component is critical to address a lot of these challenges.
A lot of great programs, educational programs to reinforce basically digital literacy. It can be transformative, and I think technology is going to be the level setting that every successful city needs to know how to manage.
Great communities are also places that other people love to visit, other people love to come to, and mixing up ideas and making sure that you have that kind of vibrancy and have that become a destination for others to come in and share perhaps different thoughts and different ideas.